Yo, peeps, wagwan, big up on yourself. Welcome back to Watson's World. Guys, I promised that I would be uploading more videos, and this is one of many to come. You know why? Remember when we were on the live stream the other day, I told you that my kids were here. They were on camera, right? And they promised that they would help me with the creative stuff on on this channel. We have a new person on camera right now. Well, she's not on camera yet, but I could turn the camera upon her right now. Kevina, Watson, my
Oh, God,
daughter,
people.
my daughter. Listen, people, I'm on cloud nine right now. I have my two kids here from Jamaica. It has been a long time in the making,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But you guys came here like almost a year now.
Yeah.
That's why I was so busy. That is why I wasn't uploading anything. Nevertheless, I am happy to be back and back with a bang. Bing bang. Because my kids are here with me. Of course, we have Kevon, the big man. He is the technical operator behind the scene, checking all the cameras, making sure that everything good, making sure the audio levels good. So big up Kevon. Brilliant dude. You might see him on camera sometimes, right? But not this evening. You know, as we progress, as we upload more stuff,
Yeah.
you know, you will see more of Kevon. All right, so you guys are pretty new to Canada. I'm gonna send you, a year. This is your first time experiencing the snow.
Yes.
I know you give a bit of how you feel about it the other day on the live.
Yeah.
But we get some more details, huh?
I
Like,
mean, at first it was a bit exciting,
Yeah.
seeing snow falling from the sky.
yeah,
And after a while, it was just like, I'm done with this.
yeah. To be honest, guys, sometimes when it snows and it falls like to -25 and -26, and you guys have to still go
Yeah.
to school. Me sorry,
It's
tuna, me I say,
wicked. It's wicked.
me I say, oh my God, look on my babies, them cola bite them.
Not babies anymore.
You know, it's like I still see you as my little girl. Little girl, I remember, when like the last time I came to Jamaica,
Yeah.
guys, I've left Jamaica like 7 years now, and the last time I was in Jamaica was in 2019,
Yeah.
right? And you were at school, and I decided to come to school to surprise you at Immaculate Conception High. And when I saw you coming from the distance, you were running,
Yeah.
and you just ran to me and hugged me, and you bawl, you cry.
I think that's a bit of an exaggeration.
Yeah, no, you were crying though. You were crying. I had
Yeah.
to wipe your eyes.
Yeah.
You know, I think you were getting, you had gotten emotional. Why were you crying?
I mean, I didn't see you in a while. It was
Yeah. Especially when the pandemic came around,
Yeah.
I couldn't travel as much and so on.
Yeah.
And it did stress me out too. Nevertheless, you guys are here now, right? Now, guys, I promised that I would be giving you true crime stories. And of course, we prepare a little something for you. Now, this is the first true crime story that my daughter and I will be doing together. So bear with us. And I can guarantee you that as the time progresses, we will improve, right?
Yeah.
We're trying to change up the format a bit. I know you guys are used to seeing those faceless videos, but we decided to do like podcast style. Me I said, no, my daughter too pretty for hide her behind.
How is that move some head? Need to stop it, man.
No, I can't believe you're 17 already. It's like
I can't believe it either.
it's just like the other day you were my little, sugar pie, honey bunch, 7 years old. If daddy say, all right, sing something for me, baby, you were singing like crazy,
I don't recall doing that.
In his hands he got the whole world.
I make him lie to the guys. I've never done that.
And he said, Daddy, you want me to sing you another one? Shoot. You listen, one thing, when you used to see me, like when I'm at work and I come in, you're always there, always greeting me with a smile. Always. I remember when we used to come in from work and you want to take off my shoes, you want to pull it. Oh my God. But she's almost
I don't know.
adult now, I'm proud of you though. I'm proud of you. You've done well. You've done well at Immaculate. And, you come here and you're still doing well at high school year. By the way, she's going to high school year. We kind of have her repeat, what, grade 12?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's fine because it kind of gets you in the Canadian system and you're still young, 17. All right, guys, without further ado, let us get right into the story because we don't want to be too long with this one. So the story that we have for you, guys, this one is like one of those stories that starts out bad
Yeah.
and somehow just keeps getting worse. So it starts out with 2019 home invasion in Vaughan, Ontario. Now, this break-in turned into like a full-scale, massive investigation where it looked like a regular break-in
Yeah.
on the face of it, but by the time law enforcement get involved, it turned out in a massive investigation, one that law enforcement would call Project Stanley.
Project Stanley.
Yeah, when we hear the name Project Stanley, I say, okay, is a family by the name of Stanley, a crime syndicate? Is it that gang?
Stanley sound like a man name to me.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying I was wondering when I said Project Stanley, what is it? Is it some random name?
Yeah.
But of course it is not. The name Project Stanley was indeed a kind of spin-off from a Pry Bar, a regular Stanley tool that was somehow used in that invasion and became the key to cracking the entire case. You know what a Pry Bar is? You ever see a Pry Bar? It's similar to the crowbar with them have on construction site.
Oh.
We can put up one on the screen here.
Yeah.
So it's really like an all-purpose tool for pull things apart
Yeah.
on construction sites. But guys, before we venture out into this story deeply, we want to place some focus on the man who is at the center of this whole thing, David Pusey. I can't find a mugshot for him or any picture online with him, so we'll just use an AI photo. Now, Pusey's story didn't start in Canada. It started back home in Jamaica. Pusey was a man who got a whole heap of trouble from a youth in Jamaica. Like before him even turn a big time criminal, him just getting a whole heap of trouble. People in him community used to say this youth just give a whole heap of problem. His mother, who was a hardworking librarian, of course, did everything what she could have done to keep him on the right path. And I imagine as a single mother, because based on my understanding, his father was already in Canada working construction. And so, of course, as a single mother, she tried to keep him on the right path. But the man just how he is. He have different plans.
As a teenager, right now, I can't even fathom like committing crimes, living a life of crime. Like I can't even commit to doing my own laundry. So imagine trying to mastermind a heist. Like that's just ridiculous to me.
Yeah, well, some people them said the devil find work for idle mind. You have some youths.
Yeah.
Nowadays, that's all them sit down and do. Them not do nothing. Them not do laundry. Them have time to think about book. Them are mediho. Them are go rob a kill a man for make money. So of course, Pusey, by the time he was 16, he was already in and out of police custody, linked to things like thefts and small-time fraud. And back then, guess what? No. Back then, they had the lottery scamming thing, like the lottery scam boomer guan in Jamaica. I joined the JCF in 2011.
Yeah.
Right? And when I joined, it actually was the first time I heard about lottery scamming in 2011, and I joined the lottery scam task force in 2012. Now, by this time, a whole heap of young people were involved in a lottery scamming. We're talking about 15-year-old youth who own 2-story house and drive big car and them something there.
That's crazy.
So, of course, I imagine Pusey seeing things like these and must say, yo, I want a piece of that. That is the kind of life I want to live.
Yeah, I think even nowadays, enough like young people still have the same get rich quick mindset.
Yeah.
And I think it needs to stop because like nobody no want put in the work. Nobody no want get an honest living.
Yeah. And I agree. And I saw a lot of that when I worked on the lottery scam task force. Just whole heap of young youth have this get quick rich mentality and them influence each other. So Pusey see, him schoolmates them and people around him a get rich and them a make money. So he got involved.
Yeah.
And of course, his mother decides, say, yo, it'll get hot down here. You get yourself not too much problem. Because one of the things with lottery scam is that once you get involved in it, you're a target,
Yeah.
right? You have a whole heap of fracas that will go on in the lottery scam world over the proceeds from the activities. A whole heap of gang activities. The money is used to finance gangs and
And I
so
can
on.
imagine that it's very hard to get out. Like once you get in, it's hard to come.
Yeah, because of the money, the quick
Yeah.
money, quick easy money.
Yeah.
Drive big car, own big house, and them something there. But Pusey's mother decided to ship him out to Canada because she has said things are get hot and she don't want to lose her son. I personally saw people drop left, right, and center. They were being killed. People were involved in lottery scamming. They get involved in gang activities. Them get involved in the gun trade and even the illegal drug trade
Yeah.
because them use the lottery scam, make money, and then buy drugs, right? So this was 2011 that Pusey's mother sent him off to Canada. You would have think say new country, new life. His mother wanting a better life for him, and him probably had big aspirations.
Yeah.
But the man just never turned him life around. He brought the same old habits from Jamaica to Canada. So by 2015, he already had a robbery conviction, one that nearly got him deported. But somehow his lawyer argued that, listen, because of anti-black racism and some other things, right, it make life hard for him, right? And even upon the construction site where him used to work, you know, him when I have a hard time with him supervisors, them wearing white and them something there.
No, that argument is weak
I know.
and flawed as well.
And it really make it look bad when people who go through real
Exactly,
racism.
because enough black people experience discrimination on a day-to-day basis, and not that they not turn over to criminality.
Exactly.
So why I try to blame the system instead of
Well,
taking accountability?
listen, he got off. Them never deport him. Them never send him home. Now you'd think that, all right, him get another opportunity, so him go set him life straight. No, sir, not Pusey. In 2017, he was arrested once more for stolen property. Which means that him just a thief. Right? Him couldn't keep him hand to himself. And guess what? Somehow he managed to stay in a Canada another time. The same attorneys them try to argue that if them deport him life are going in danger. Even the argument that the attorney gave in court that on the second offense that, if he's deported to Jamaica he's going to be in danger. It tells you two things. Two things. I don't know, what I think? When we say two things, what I think, boy? Is he that he's a target in Jamaica? He did some bad things in Jamaica.
Yeah.
Getting involved with lottery scam and there's a target on his back. Or he's gay because, no, and why I said he's gay because, people seek asylum in Canada all the time.
Yeah.
Right? And they will give stories that them can't go back to Jamaica because them life in a danger. People do that all the time to kind of get asylum.
Yeah.
Right? You and I know that Jamaica not so bad. Gay people can live and live a good life in a Jamaica and nobody no business with them.
That's true enough.
But I'm not saying that is the excuse, Donna. I'm not saying that is why they said that his life was in danger. I'm more leaning towards him being a target by other scammers because he was involved in it, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, the system bought the argument that the lawyer gave.
One thing women notice about that case, though, is the justice system, it handles people like Pusey.
Yeah.
It's like they treat criminals like them up on a trial and error basis. Like they must say, hey, let's see how many times we can reform this person again and again and again. It's like them a give out second chances, like free samples at a supermarket.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But hear what? Instead of turning his life around, even after the second time, the man get worse. Everything get worse. Fast forward to 2019. Picture this. 3 masked men break into a house, right? Weapons in hand, gun and all of that. Their target was a 26-year-old man, completely caught off guard. But this wasn't just any robbery. This was personal because them beat the man to a frazzle. Them never kill him, but they left him in serious condition. Now, the report didn't say whether they took anything or not. However, they zip tied the residents, all the other people in the household.
Yeah.
Here, what I find so brutal about this thing, them use the same Stanley brand Pry Bar that we mentioned earlier to beat the man. Can you imagine a Pry Bar or a crowbar used to beat somebody?
That's sick.
I mean, I feel like that worse than a gunshot.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, at least with a gunshot, you go down and you probably go unconscious. But can you imagine somebody that beat you over and over and over with this big heavy metal thing? The victim wasn't just anyone. Them said the man who the wrong people some money or him just cross the wrong person. Them never go into details, but they're saying that the target was basically, somebody with them know. It was about sending a message or it could be a reprisal. No, the pry bar, as we mentioned, that crowbar
Yeah.
wasn't just a weapon, it was a signature. Here's where it gets interesting. Detectives found that this specific pry bar wasn't just any tool you could get at any hardware depot. It was actually found at Home Depot in that area. Now, I'm not sure, based on the article, I'm not sure if it is a tool that only Home Depot supplied, like they were the exclusive sellers of
Yeah,
those.
because I can imagine there's several retail stores in Ontario.
Yeah, and I mean, you have Lowe's too, and you probably have other not so well known hardware stores.
Yeah.
But this particular Pry Bar, Stanley Pry Bar, seemed to, or at that time, could only be found at Home Depot. And so, because of that, what they did, they went and, checked the receipts from the store and they also look at the security footage. Now, while they were looking at the security footage, bam, it was the same pry bar. Them see the man them
Yeah.
with the pry bar. I make the purchase and I pay for it. The same exact pry bar that was used in the attack. Now, guess who one of them is?
David
Pusey.
Yeah.
Pusey was one of the men captured on the surveillance video. Pusey wasn't just a thug running the wrong crowd. It's not like say boy, him find himself at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
The man was a part of something bigger. As a matter of fact, them probably thinks that he was the head of the operations.
Yeah, I honestly think he was a mastermind behind
Yeah.
all of this.
Now, when they saw this, obviously the police, them never just after Pusey. They want everybody that was involved in this thing, right? Just like many good police officers, you can't just go after the foot soldier or you can't just go after the head of the organization. Because if you take out the foot soldier, they will recruit more foot soldier. If you take out the head alone, then the head will go grow back. They will go appoint somebody else. Something that we see all the time will happen in Jamaica.
Yeah.
So, of course, the police themselves want everybody. So, the investigation now led them to Sudbury. So, when the police them raid in place, of course, we know say them when I find gun. Jamaicans love gun, love guns. Everywhere them go, right? They also found cocaine and then they found fentanyl. Now, fentanyl is one of those things that President Trump talk about, when he placed the tariff on Canada.
Yeah.
He must say, boy, the fentanyl trade Canada make whole heap of fentanyl flow into the US. So that is why I put on the tariff and I must say, yo, Canada, you're happy, make sure so you get, step up your border and all of that, put things in place. Or, we are go, you understand, we are going to put tariff on the country. I mean, that's not the full story, obviously.
Yeah.
And if you do your research, you'll realize that one is just 1% of the entire fentanyl being trafficked into the United States literally come from Canada.
Yeah.
But anyway, Pusey obviously was dealing fentanyl too.
You know,
And
but
I think they find other kinds of drugs there too.
it's crazy when you think about it because in today's world, it's just too easy to get your hands on drugs,
Yeah. Yeah. I think so too.
especially with people my age. And honestly, I feel like it's because, like, teenagers nowadays, them not really go outside. Them not really join a sports. Them not really doing extracurricular
I-
activities.
Yeah, them not gonna spa neither. You said spa, but yeah, them not gonna spa neither. All they want to do is social media,
Yeah.
TikTok, and
Yeah, and I feel like that really influences drug use,
Yeah,
And
because
next thing too,
yeah,
we get too stressed too easily.
I mean this generation. You're right. I'm glad you say it though, because I've always thought so. Kevon just sent me a message. Him say also decriminalization of drugs in Canada. Um, yeah, certain quantities like marijuana, of course, and I was telling Kevina that there are some places in Canada where people can go to buy drugs from the government so that they don't have overdose. Like them tell them how to take the drugs and so on. It's like they're saying, okay, you're already addicted to this thing, so we don't want you overdose and kill yourself. So we'll give you the right amount and teach you how to get to do it right. And whenever you want to do it, you come here and get.
But I'm not really in support of that movement.
Anyway, getting back to the Pusey situation. By the time the operation wrapped up, 17 people were arrested. Right. Now you think that would be the end of Pusey's story, right? You say, boy, I'm get what? Then find him with gun and drugs. That's it. Them are gonna lock him up and throw the key.
Yeah.
And he's going to get deported this time. Guess what happened? Tell me. 7 days later, the man is back on the streets on bail. And that wasn't even the worst part. By April 2020, Pusey was back in the game. Police actually wiretap him because they must say, yo, this man is a man who we need for what? So they wiretapped his phone. And what did they hear? The man look for gun again. As a matter of fact, he was heard on the phone. Boy, him want a gun and him want it right away and him not upon a play business. Him no want a gun for put on him shelf as a display, as a souvenir. Him plan for use the gun. No,
Use
of
it
course.
what, DIY project.
DIY, you're right. DIY project, of course. At this time, the police, they must say, no, man, this man is not only a problem. This man is a ticking time
It's
bomb.
a menace to society.
Yeah. So, of course, the police, they had enough to get a search warrant and them go search him yard again. And what did they find? A typical thing where Jamaicans do all the while, like Jamaican criminals. They love hide, bury gun in a backyard and bury gun in a garbage. You know how much gun we find in a garbage bin and buried a backyard when I was a police officer? So the police carried out an operation at his home again and they found a .22 rifle hidden in a bag of garbage waste, yard waste,
Yeah.
at the back of his yard. And he was arrested for it. He was arrested and charged. But guess what? Tell me what again.
Man get bail, yet I
The man get bail. How much time this now?
About 4 times.
4 times. The man
time
get
count.
bail again. Then boom, somebody is dead. Somebody get knocked out, wipe out. So here's what the court document said. August 5th, 2023. An argument developed at a social gathering. They never say whether it's a party. And they never outline who the persons were at the party. But they said some kind of argument developed and shots were fired and one person was killed. It was a social gathering right there in Sudbury where Pusey's home is. So the victim was Andrew McKay, a 24-year-old father of two little girls. He was also a fiancé and a son. Police arrived at the scene about 6:45 that morning. They rushed McKay to the hospital, but it was too late. Here's the thing. They're saying that McKay wasn't even a part of the fracas. He wasn't a part of the fight.
Really?
No, he was just there trying to calm people down. Like him a try something a go on with some people at the social gathering and him now get involved and I try to calm things down. But it didn't matter. Guns came out and one pull of a trigger, boom, he was dead. Now McKay's fiance, Stacey and Major, she was at work when she heard the call and you can imagine
Yeah.
getting a call that your fiance died, the father of your two children, two young girls died. It was a sad situation, a lot of sadness in the air. She spoke about how her world was just shattered. Her daughters now growing up without a father.
I mean, my heart definitely goes out to the McKay family. Like,
Yeah.
I can't even imagine having to grow up without you.
Yeah, I know, and so many children, especially in Jamaica, are they're fatherless because of crime and violence.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to some of these Jamaican youths. You know what I mean? It's sad. But anyway, the police now arrested a youth named Dominique Buledi or Buledi. I think that's how you pronounce the name.
Yeah.
Dominique Buledi, a 25-year-old youth who was found near the crime scene. Them interview him, them look at some things and them a say, all right, we don't have enough for all this man, so them release him, basically.
And I can imagine him probably feel like him a genius, like him outsmart the police.
Yeah, well, I mean, it typical if you're police, when the police hold on to you though and them not have enough,
Yeah.
them let you go. It's like them give you a rope because sometimes you lead them to where they want to find, really, He was released, but by the Monday of the following week, he was arrested again. Now, Buledi was not really the target. Of course, Buledi was a part of the whole thing, but him not the main man. They wanted Pusey.
Yeah.
And now they had enough to hold on to Pusey. Them charged Buledi with like unauthorized possession of firearm, possession of a dangerous weapon, careless use of a firearm, carrying a concealed weapon, and so on. After all of this, though, they went out and then pick up Pusey. This time, them had enough evidence to show that Pusey was the trigger man. Pusey was the man with the gun. Right? So he was charged with second degree murder, unauthorized possession of firearm, pointing a firearm, discharging a firearm with intent, breach of a release order. And I would say finally they got him. Finally they got Pusey.
I honestly don't think it should have gotten this far though.
I agree with you. I don't think it should have gotten this far. Because how many times a man need to prove, say, boy, listen, I'm a dangerous man to society before the system actually hold him accountable.
Exactly.
Despite his long criminal record, Pusey kept slipping through the cracks. By 2025, based on the article, he was sentenced to 4 years for the loaded rifle that I found back in 2020. The attorney once again asked that them not give him such a long time in jail, because I think if you go over 6 months for a serious crime,
Yeah.
they're going to deport you. So the attorney start to try to get the man stay in a Canada. Can you imagine after all of this? This is what? It's about the 6th or 7th time the man committed an offense.
Yeah.
Or is accused of committing an offense. Right? Now, the judge in his ruling acknowledged that Pusey had faced racism and systematic barriers, but he made one thing clear. He said that no sentence short of a penitentiary sentence is available despite the presence of some mitigation factors, right? So, I mean, if we translate that, he must say you run out of chance.
Yeah.
It's just sad that it took this long to get there. Right. So meanwhile, of course, this preliminary murder hearing for McKay's murder is over. I think it took place. The last date was January 25th. So they are now going to decide whether or not they're going to go to trial with the case.
They should.
And I think they should. I mean, the question I have is, how does a man with this much criminal history, with this many weapon charges, keep getting released? That's the big question. You think that McKay's murder was preventable?
I think it was. It
I
definitely was.
that's obvious. That's like a rhetorical question. Of
Yeah,
course.
of course.
Of course. Because if Pusey had been locked up, then he wouldn't have been able to get his hand on a gun. He wouldn't have been able to attend a social gathering and end up killing somebody who not even have nothing to do with what was happening.
Yeah.
You know?
When I heard about the Pusey case for the first time, I couldn't help but think about how our choices shape our life,
Yeah.
Many young Jamaicans, when them come out foreign,
Yeah.
they tend to have big aspirations, big dreams. And I can imagine that Pusey had these same big aspirations and dreams.
Yes.
But the difference with many young Jamaicans and Pusey is that Pusey decided to take the wrong road.
I mean, he has him have big aspiration and dreams, but he never intend to get to those dreams in the legal way. Remember, when you're a scammer Jamaica, no, you get used to the big money quick, and so you don't want to go the legal way,
Yeah.
really. Although McKay's murder could have been prevented, I think the police found the criminals, they tracked the evidence, and they made the arrest. They did their job, and I must commend the police in this case because they got him every time.
Yeah.
It's just that the police can only do so much,
No,
right?
right.
They put him before the court, and the justice system decide to let him out again.
Yeah.
Listen, guys, thank you very much. I think this is where we wrap it up. What do you think about this Pusey story? Give me your feedback. It's a very interesting story, and the reason why we brought it up is because of the current atmosphere, even in the United States, where Trump is saying most of the people where commit crimes are illegal immigrants, and I'm sure he wants to even blame some people who come there illegally too.
Yeah.
Who come there legally. I mean,
There's actually a research done by Cato Institute
uh-huh.
where it shows that immigrants are actually less likely to commit crimes than Native Americans.
But you think about a situation where a man get a chance to go to a country, make him life better, and him still continue, with him criminal mindset and criminal activities to wreak havoc on people. I think criminals like them, you put them in a jail, man, and you throw the key because you can't reform them.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah, people. So, tell me what you think about this story. As per usual, go ahead and click on the subscription button, right? Share this video if get more people to find this channel.
Thank you for having me, and I look forward to many.
No, it was good having you, Kevina.
Videos.
Yeah, no, this is, guys, you will probably hear more of her input in other videos. This is one of her first official videos on Watson's World, right? Big up the cameraman, the technical man, Kevon, my son. Until next time, people, stay safe and stay aware. Yeah, man, big up.